Three Bond Problem is great. Definitely recommend to read them. Yeah, no, I definitely need to get around for it. Are you excited for the movie then? As always, when any like super beloved series gets ported over to movie form, I can't imagine having all that pressure behind you to make good on it. But I definitely hope that they manage to thread that needle here, and we get a fantastic film out of the mix as well. Well, okie dokie, just about through on Orc here, and now I'm very much in the temptation. Quick blade. Okay, we have emergency quick blade if we ever need it. That's beautiful. But yes, this is bringing me to the point now. Do I want to wield unwield this dagger? Not heard about it, but would be interested in watching it. Yeah, I think the trailer just dropped like 4 days ago. And you know, I wasn't paying attention at all for when the actual movie comes out. Probably not for a while. In fact, I probably just shouldn't have mentioned it to you, so that it would have been a surprise a bit closer to it actually coming, instead of having the anticipation. Though I guess that's all relative, right? Depends on the person. Like, some people get annoyed having to wait for things, and others it only kind of builds that tension, and then when it finally does snap into the place, it's that much more satisfying. But I think I was about to say, I think I've successfully resisted the temptation to abyss myself and hope we find Lugonu at this stage. And then immediately upon starting that sentence, actually did the opposite. But no. Torinski, let's chill out. Let's just relax, take it easy, and finish off the regular dungeon, shall we? We do have magic mapping, right? Beautiful. Would definitely like to make my way into the gauntlet if at all possible. It gets a little bit tricky when we're making all this noise with our storms, but hopefully it's a relatively quiet floor. It definitely seems to be the case so far here. Perfect. And then before I head in, let's check in. Shield's still not doing great, so we can maybe drop that for the time being. See Invisible we'll actually never need, so we can definitely drop that baloney. What else? Enchant Armor, Enchant Weapon, those can all hit the dirt for the moment here, and let's check things out, shall we? I mean, that all seemed fairly doable, so get some magical gloves out of the mix. Magical helmet on this side, I've a lot less of a vested interest in, seeing as how we are doing pretty fine and dandy with our current Hat of the Alchemist. I mean, I do like my dexterity gloves, so I probably won't be replacing those, but hey, we'll see how it goes. Let's not make any promises quite yet. This route's still pretty fantastic as well. We get that blink scroll, which is always a welcome sight for sore eyes, and on top of that, we will be getting those aforementioned gloves in but a few short moments here. Okay, need to, yeah, let's break out of here. Perfect. And then everything else should just naturally fall by the wayside. Completely useless ring, love that. And gloves of strength actually will just be left behind. Okie dokie. Got a kite shield of reflection on this bad boy, so that pretty much makes this entire trip down worth it, I feel. 78 HP. Hey friend. Yeah, and I can't really throw like nets or anything at you, huh? Yikes, yikes, yikes. I guess we do have Ice Blast 3d16. Well, no time like the present. Wait, are you... Oh, you're wearing Ice Dragon scales. Son of a gun. Gosh darn it. Well, let's haste up. Oh, what am I thinking? Disaster area. Phone friends. And a little bit of stun action. Lovely. I was overthinking that to an absurd degree. Actually the easiest fight of my life. Ooh, Boots of Rampaging. No, I kind of like the Steadfast Boots. It's not every day we get to wear these Sons of Guns, so I think I'll stick to that for now. And yeah, that should just about do it. Nice quick jaunt through the area here. I guess for all of these, I can probably leave them alone for the time being here. Doesn't seem horrible. Let's also just refill my glass here a wee bit. So we mull over our next moves. Now there's not a lot to think about it. I can pretty much leave everything on the floor here for now and can always come back later. Nothing time sensitive or emergency critical in that pile of largely rubbish. Fantastic. And can start working our way through these potions as well. So that is wonderful. And not too shabby. A couple more floors and then we'll have to decide whether that will be where we call it temporarily here. I feel like originally I was planning for this to be essentially an absurdly short stream. Kind of talked myself out of that one, seeing as how it would have been. Please. Oh. I see. You were not actually who you said you were. Oh, I don't have fire resistance, do I? Okay, I have 1 pip. Still might immediately die. Let's not mess around. You can deal up to, it's probably like 32 damage. Slightly under that, right? Is it 31? It is 72, so it's actually 36 damage. 36 damage that you can deal with your breath weapon. Let's play this a little bit safe. Of course, you immediately turn into something else. Though Quicksilver Ooze, not better. Not much better at all. So, still happy to use the blink here. Just play it safe, and make sure we live to fight another day. Who lives, who dies, who tells your story? And holy moly. Quite the welcoming committee here. Hello, friends. We just about threw the mixer here. Besides, of course, our lovely Centaur warrior friends here, who suck quite a bit. You know what? That will do the trick. Just bring them out far enough. Fantastic. And, ooh, even you come to join the party. To what do I owe the pleasure? My hooved friends? My, is it equine? Oh, why did I just do that? Oh no. Accidentally used the condenser vein. Completely accidentally. Yikes. But that is fine for the moment here. Ooh, we have an incoming raid from Wizard as well. Give them a moment to filter in before saying hello, but always lovely to see them, of course. Yikes. As long as we survive this encounter, at least. There we go. Hey, Wizard. How's my run going? You know, this one is going quite well. We definitely had a rough start to the day here. Nut kept just immediately dying in the first couple of floors, so that's great. But, no, definitely a bit of an interesting one with Quaslal for now, with the intentions to swap over to Lugonu, because Lugonu is who we're aiming for at the moment here. but we'll see how that goes. But how are you? How's your stream today? I would assume you were playing DCSS, but definitely correct me if I'm incorrect in that assumption. You did just catch us at the tail end of things here, because this was planned to be a bit of a shorter stream than usual here, but still nice to see you. Glad we stuck around just long enough to say hello. And what do I get rid of? I guess Brilliance will probably not end up using Brilliance potions at all. I know that's one of the ones that I have a hard time throwing out just because they're so strong on other characters, but not especially necessary in the here and now. Oh, and I did have a bit of resist electricity that I could have used. That would have been borderline intelligent to realize earlier, but hey, that's fine. It is what it is. You're good. You want an Oni Warper of Sifmuna and a 15 rune fielded summoner of Sifmuna. Oh, holy, nice. 15 rune fielded, eh? What brought that about? What kind of masochistic train of thought brought you that direction? Which I say a little tongue-in-cheek, because weirdly enough, I haven't done that many 15 rune runs, all things considered, and one of them is fielded. But I largely attribute that to dumb luck. The Manifold Assaulting with Sif Channeling is nice, for sure. And I guess so, if this was on Trunk, with Manifold Assault, were you then using, why am I blanking? Shapeshifting? Is that what it's called? And if so, I'm curious how that compares. Did you do a lot of like transmutation Manifold Assault shenanigans? Because that is, at this stage, you know, prior to having played any of the new shapeshifting, is probably my favorite playstyle in regards to it just feels unstoppable once you get to a certain stage of the game. Holy moly. I did just realize we have an 8 stack of some kind of potion that I probably should be checking out with these IDs. You were going well at the field, but struggled to get a title, suited extended. Oh, that makes sense. I guess you are usually aiming for those titles. I should have guessed there'd be something along those lines. Abyssal Rune. Well, I definitely plan on grabbing one of those Sons of Guns, so that seems especially fitting for our character to come across. Love to see it. But let us hopefully just burst through the rest of these Sons of Guns without too much care or concern. There's our depths entrance. Okie dokie, not too bad here, folks. Yeah, we're a little bit past my original goal time for wrapping up for the evening here. But I'm tempted to push it just a little bit further. Hey, Dr. Pirate. My favorite ship-based physician. It's been a long while. Hope things are going well for you. Hope you've had a great start to the new year. Which I feel like I've not been given that introduction all around, but I do hope that everyone, all of you lovely folks, have had a great start to the year here. Wizard, you use statue form on the Oni. It was really good with Manifold Assault as you do more damage each hit. Ah, very cool. Very cool indeed. I haven't really checked out the Oni at all either. I have no idea what that actually entails in terms of game mechanics. So I'll have to do some diving at some point. But it's been a while. Glad to catch me again, and I'm glad to have been caught again. I mean, it's definitely interesting timing, seeing as how I was actually on an extended absence, an extended unprompted absence until today. So very serendipitous to meet up like this. No, it is nice to be back here. We'll see how things go in that regard moving forward. I'm definitely not going to be able to commit to fully returning to our regularly scheduled programming here, but I'd definitely like to make sure I don't completely fall off the face of the streaming side of things here. They're similar to ogres, but a bit buffed. Very cool. Did they replace ogres then? Maybe? I guess new species generally does mean a replacement. If so, I'm a little sad about that. I feel like I was a late comer to the ogre lifestyle, and then I started to really enjoy them. Though again, that all ties into some of the other components that I've been hinting at here, specifically the love of like dragon form manifold assault. Just happens to work out beautifully for ogres, seeing as how you get absurd levels of health. You use giant clubs better and get more healing from potions. Cool. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Oh, what a lovely sentiment. You know, it makes the heart grow fonder. More likely, it makes the annoyance grow greater, but it is what it is. Okay, I need to chill out a little bit here, at least slow down. Make sure I'm not doing anything too stupid. Though that's a little bit of an ask when it's me playing, of course, as we've so often commented on in the past. I will just blink again, I feel. And let's make sure we don't go out on a stupid note, shall we? They did replace them. Oh, okay, so I'm definitely gonna have to throw in another ogre run here before Trunk comes to mainline. Make sure I squeeze the last little bit of enjoyment out of that species before we give it up for good here. Okay. This is definitely the ideal setup for running into a Will-O-Wisp, specifically on a Vinestalker, as we're getting that anti-magic bite, so that was fantastic. And definitely a lot more manageable than our initial forays here. Let's see, 8 potions. Oh, of curing. I thought we'd already found our curing. Huh. Well, guess not. Guess I'm just a fool. But again, as often mentioned, that shouldn't surprise any of you who've been around for a while. Okie dokie, take care of our Ilianoma friends, at least as best we can. Beautiful. And so far, Swamp has definitely been relatively manageable. Tentacled Monstrosity, I was about to say could change that, but actually went surprisingly smoothly. Whether that's due to me being mistaken or just being lucky, time will tell. And I won't make any bold predictions quite yet at this moment in time, but see how it goes. You just wait for Oni, it's almost strictly a buff, although you think they lost one shield aptitude. Fair enough. I know, for me, I feel like less from a mechanical standpoint, but more so from, like, I feel weirdly sentimental about losing things. I think the real crux of that is not that I feel sentimental about losing things, it's that I'm a closeted hoarder. Especially if you ask my partner, they would definitely make that argument. And they wouldn't be wrong. I definitely have, hoarding tendencies is probably putting it a little lightly. I feel like it's essentially a necessity that I live with someone else, otherwise my house will become just a mountain of clutter. But in that regard, losing ogres, even if I don't mind that much on an intellectual level, still feel like I need to give them a bit of a send-off. One of the places I felt that the most was that I had a car that was broken down for years, and it sat on the street for a long while, and then I finally got it running just long enough to move it into a garage, where it sat for a couple of years there, I guess. And then finally, it was not that long ago, it was kind of tail end of the original kind of quarantine period that I donated the car to the Kidney Foundation, I think, and so they'd come and pick it up for free. All I had to do was put it out on the street, and so once again, I put nose to grindstone, got it working just well enough that I could drive it out, and as soon as I did so, I was like, oh, well, now I don't want to say goodbye to it. Sure, it's kind of a piece of garbage, and it's been causing me nothing but grief for the past 5 or so years, but now that I have it, I want to keep it. Again, I have a severe problem, but it is what it is. And I feel like sometimes the hoarding tendencies pay off. So I'll keep around what appears to be a piece of garbage, and then it does end up coming in clutch when I need some random accoutrement in order to get something done. So if anything, that's actually the worst state, or the worst outcome that can hit it, because it actually kind of validates and vindicates my hoarding. Which is probably not for the best, I think would be a fair assessment. Okay, let's get some elemental friends in here. We should be pretty loose and pretty judicious about our piety usage, since we do plan on leaving Quaz anyway, so there's no real benefit to hoarding piety, and instead we should use it at basically any opportunity just to make our lives slightly easier. Or, you know, make our lives still existent after the encounter is also probably nice to see. At least I would argue. Okay, I no longer have the magic. I could turn myself into a tree, but then we're kind of risking things to a certain extent. I also totally have been off base here today, so I didn't even notice. Gale Guy, I appreciate the follow. You probably came in with the raid here. Not sure if you're still around, but if you are, I appreciate it. Thank you. Always lovely to meet new folks. Part of the benefit of this whole streaming thing, really, in the first place. Okay. Don't know why I did that. That was a mistake. Let's beer. Okay, and then just a Hydra. Just a Hydra I can take. Perfect. And I mean, similarly, we can probably take just the Drake, but I'm guessing, or not. I was under the assumption that we would draw more attention our direction, and we kind of did in the end. Failed to use our ability. That's not great. Oh, and now I've lost too much piety. There we go. Highly deserved. Condenser Vein does poison. Not exactly what we were hoping for. I guess we can call in some friends here, and that will get the job done. Beautiful. And probably burn through the Quasi piety a little bit too fast, too early here, seeing as how, yes, we want to do so before making the conversion over to good old Lug, but probably still a little bit early to start pulling that trigger anywho. But not a huge deal either way. Hopefully the rest of this won't be too much to handle and we can make it through one piece. A lot of shambling mangroves. Definitely a bit of a theme going on here. Didn't realize we were doing a convention. I just thought this would be a regular show. And so comes the question. Do we risk this? I mean, potentially what I'd like to do, let us go into our inventory here. We'll throw the fear scroll into our quiver, and I'd like to check out 79% chance on the Hydra Pal. 41 damage on you, still rough, but doable. Especially if we just murder you, fantastic. And that should be just enough to get us out of the hot water, at least for the moment here, for the time being. Such a video for me. That was regarding, I think I did see the message earlier and it kind of went in one eye and out the other, but that was regarding the hoarding tendencies. Is it validating my opinions or a good example of just how terrible it would be if I let that side of me take control? It's like a Jekyll and Hyde situation going, but instead of turning into a rage-filled monster with unfathomable strength, I instead just turn into a little bit of a loot goblin. Let's swap back to boomerangs on that front. And both validating and poking fun at. Perfect. That's, you know, that's the perfect mix, really. You get... you can also potentially just post in the chat here, Doctor. I mean, you're a doctor, for God's sake. I definitely trust you. Isn't it against your pirate Hippocratic oath to post bad things? So it must be legit. I think you are able to, at least. I don't think we have any kind of auto mod set up to stop you. But yeah, I guess that swamp, again, kind of just was floating by on autopilot there for a little bit. It's completely against your nature not to post the very best things. Exactly. See, that was my assumption as well. See, I know you. Perfect. I'll take a look at that. That's with the spare random piece of wood in the I'm guessing that's garage is in the title, so I can already see where this is going. And I think it will be validated. I think it will very much hit the core of what it means to be not like a serious hoarder, but I don't even know what the right adjective would be there. Because all my hoarding is based on not necessarily just wanting things, but believing they will be useful in the future, and being able to come up with reasons as to how they could possibly be of use in said future. Though I do feel like most of the time as arguments, rather than convincing the people I love around me, instead it's largely just convincing myself, and it's the self-fueling loop, this catch-22 of hoarding random crap. Hell yeah, brother. It truly is perfect. Awesome, I'll definitely check that out. Yeah, after stream is what I was gonna say. Now the question becomes, is that right away here? Do I want to try and squeeze anything else in? Will I start falling asleep on camera if I keep pushing this? It's possible. Potentially even probable. I'm like looking at that spider, and I'm debating. Let's check out spider. 2 runes is a nice place to leave it. If I get myself killed, I will blame everyone except for myself, but such a thing will not happen. Disaster area, yes. Oh, what the heck? Oh, I got excited because we had so many storm clouds. I thought for sure we were getting the stun dream there.